Hi, I'm Jeanelle Fury. Can you believe someone would be so devastated over the loss of a family dog that they would never again own another pet? That was my dad. After our 11-year-old Doberman died, my dad was heartbroken. He said he could never do it again. I thought the sadness he felt would subside. You know the saying, time heals all wounds. Not for my dad. Years later, I asked him about getting another dog, and he sadly shook his head. This was worrisome, not just for him, but for me. I love dogs. And it didn't take long to discover I loved adopting older dogs. My husband and I call them vintage puppies. It started with a 5-year-old blind pug named Wyatt. As he aged, I wondered if I would suffer the same distress that my dad did when Wyatt died. I knew the loss would be devastating, so I didn't like to think about it. But eventually, it happened. I wish I had known then what I know now, not because it would have made the pain any less, but because I would have been better equipped to walk through it and come out on the other side of it, something my father never did. Today, you will receive 6 tips, a buffet, if you will, of ways to process the pain of losing a beloved family pet. I call it a buffet because not all of the ideas will appeal to you. With some consideration, you can decide which of them resonate, not only for you, but for your family. You may be trying to help a child who is struggling with the loss, or it may be a parent. Seniors sometimes suffer worse than we realize because it could be the last living thing to which they are a caregiver, and that pet carries with it so many family memories. So be thinking broadly as we review the list. When you've chosen one or maybe 2 ideas to pursue, you will be better prepared to heal because you will have leaned into the process of grieving. Remember, the 5 stages of grief include denial or disbelief, anger or resentment, bargaining, depression or discouragement, and finally, acceptance and release. In a longer presentation, we would dive deeper into each of these, but know that wherever you are in the process, the length of time you sit in any stage is unique to you. You could implement these tips at any stage, but don't expect that once you feel like you've moved on to the next stage, that you won't come back and revisit it at some point. There will be situations and events that may bring back a flood of memories, and with that, the pain of loss. Our son Colin was 13 when Wyatt passed away. Colin had known the pug for 7 years. The dog had been with him for better than half his life. To say the loss of Wyatt left a massive gap in our lives is not an understatement. That night at the dinner table, we went around and shared our favorite memories of Wyatt. We found ourselves laughing at all his goofy antics and the different ways he touched our lives. It was a wonderful tribute, an uplifting way to honor him. That's tip number 1. Share your favorite memories, whether it's around the dinner table or scheduling a special dessert night when everyone can get together. Let each person tell their favorite story or what they will miss most about your pet. Tip 2, journal. It might feel good to have something a little more tangible. I had so many great stories about Wyatt. The thought of losing them along with him was devastating to me. I captured those stories in my journal. I didn't realize what a vast collection it would become, and it was so therapeutic. You may also want to journal your feelings around the loss. That is also proven to be instrumental in processing those feelings of grief. In short, find a special dedicated notebook and let it flow. Tip 3, compose a eulogy. The definition of eulogy is to offer high praise, to bless or speak well of. We do it for people. Why not pets? List their defining qualities and amazing attributes. Capture their story, how they came to be yours, and what they meant to you. Maybe you'll share it, maybe not, but it'll always be yours. When we lost our 12-year-old Airedale to cancer, my husband and I wrote a eulogy for her and shared it on Facebook, and our friends were touched and appreciated knowing. Tip 4, create a photo collage. Sort through your digital collection and print pictures from all stages of your pet's life. Use a pre-designed frame or simply crop and glue pictures to a single frame. Tip 5, assemble a shadow box. Gather small mementos, items that were your pets or represent your pet, like their name tag, a collar, a small toy, or maybe their paw print. You can add pictures and some short stories. You can even research other ideas online. And finally, tip 6, Draw and color a picture of your pet. Similar to writing, art can be a therapeutic outlet, and you don't have to be a Picasso to do it. Find a favorite picture, and you can either trace it or draw it freehand. Use a rainbow of colors to showcase your one-of-a-kind pet. I've got 2 more bonus tips for you. Bonus tip number 1, create a memory bowl. Jot down some fun memories or sketch a quick picture, and you can put it in a bowl, preferably a glass or clear bowl. Keep it in a special place, so if you feel a surge of sadness over your loss, you can grab a happy memory. Bonus tip 2, write a farewell letter. Say goodbye in a letter written directly to your pet. You can express your sorrow and your appreciation, and be sure to include what you love most about them. Place it on the pet's bed, favorite resting spot, or on an honorary shelf. This is my go-to list of my top 8 tips. I hope they give you a good start. To be honest, I still feel wrecked when one of our precious pups passes away. Again, this doesn't make it easier. But over the course of the past 15 years, our home has taken in over a dozen senior rescue dogs. And even better than that, our son Colin has continued the legacy of rescuing. I know these tips are helpful because I am the proud puppy grandparent of a 4-year-old standard poodle named Enzo. In closing, please remember to be patient with yourself. Stay on track with your daily routine and understand that feeling that being sad is okay. You're human. It would be inhuman not to feel sad over losing a family member. Stay connected with the people that share your pain and who understand the depth of your loss. Lean into the grief and look forward to a new season of happiness ahead. All of these ideas and several more are available in my book, 21 Ways to Weather the Loss of Your Pet. Thank you for your time.
I just heard Jean speak about how to deal with the loss of a dog, and I'll tell you, our family's lost several golden retrievers, and it's hard, and her words were very, very good. I know that the stages of grief, often you think of them with people, but you don't think of them with dogs. But sometimes it's harder even to lose a pet than to lose a family loved one, because it is the family loved one in the middle of everything.
My daughter lost her cat recently and is going through all of the stages that she talked about. I didn't know how to give her support in that. But after listening to the presentation, I was suddenly enlightened about elements that need to be addressed.
Yeah, I really appreciated the tips that she presented. You know, one of my dear friends recently lost their dog, and they were very attached to him. And they went through a lot of moaning and really hard times. And I wish I knew these tips so that I could be of support and help. I specifically liked the tip around writing a farewell letter. I found those very, very impactful.